Hey guys, it's Spike here, and I look like shit. First of all, I wanted to say, I have been not posting my videos on the right day lately. I am notorious for being not very good at keeping up with what I'm doing. That's why, I hesitate to do anything along these lines, to be honest with you. Um, why I hesitate to commit too much because I have a hard time keeping up with what I commit to. I'm very creative and I'm not very good at following through. Um, I'm really considering whether I should be on Juggalo a day because I feel like I've let down the channel too much, and I honestly think that there are a lot of other people who would do a much better job at keeping up with this and probably put out a lot better videos than what I do. Um, I don't really think my videos are that great, to be honest. I think I have a couple of moments of gold, and then the rest is a bunch of shit. Um, yes, I'm being very down on myself, and I know a lot of people appreciate me and everything, and I do feel like I let those people down too by being so fucking distant. But that's, yeah. Um, so I don't know. If you really want me on the channel, I guess let me know. I'm not trying to, fish for compliments. I'm seriously considering if, I should stay on the channel. Heather wants me to, so I'll probably stay on the channel just because, she'll, beg me to. But, yeah. Or withhold things. Just kidding. She's not that type. Um, so, well, the topic for this week, and I'm sorry for going off on that whole tangent, it's just, I want to know, I guess. The topic for this whole week is things we remember from our childhood. And I have a couple things. One is something that's sort of from my child. Oh, yes, N64. And two games I really remember from my childhood are Donkey Kong 64, which lately has been pissing me off that I can't get past this one part. Yeah, I still play it. And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which I've beaten. The original, the first one, which plays way different than the others, either on the N64 or on any other system. It plays way different. The controls are different. I guess they decided it didn't work, but it's fun playing because you really get a different vibe from it than the other Tony Hawk games, I guess. So I like that game. Excuse me. And then we got something sort of from my childhood is wrestling. Played a slight role in childhood. I had a couple of wrestling figures as a kid. I had points when I was interested in it. I remember the exact figures I had. I had a talking Stone Cold Steve Austin. And none of these figures I've been able to get except for a couple, except for maybe one or two. I had this one Shut the Hell Up Chris Jericho figure. I think it said something like, would you please shut the hell up, was what it said on it. And it had like a little mop and a soda can that's foaming. And then I always wanted to get a Kane figure because he was my favorite. The masked Kane. He was my absolute favorite wrestler. And I never watched much wrestling, but I saw him on TV once, and I'm like, okay, I like that guy. And whenever I saw anything of him, I got all excited. I wasn't good at working the TV except for the channels I was comfortable with. And I didn't want to watch the channel that wrestling was on, so I didn't end up. Yeah, plus my parents complained, this was when I was younger, when there was cussing on it or something. They're like, oh, we don't want you to hear that, or we don't want to hear that, or whatnot. So it was sort of frustrating. But, keep in mind it was during the Attitude Era, so I mean, yeah. And what else did I have? I had this really cool Road Dog figure, which I've always wanted to get my hands on again. I've always wanted to get my hand on, not the Steve Austin, but the other two. And I had this little kit of wrestling figures, and they came with a bunch of masks and chest plates. that you could put on them, and they had 4 figures, a bunch of test plates, and a bunch of masks, and you could, switch them and everything. And I thought it was so cool. It was generic. I also had another set of generic figures. There were 4 figures and a bunch of items, and I thought that was fun. I also had a couple of WCW figures before I knew who they were. I had Macho Man Randy Savage. I've been able to get that figure again, but I'm just going to sell it away. I'm actually selling the whole collection of wrestling figures. Um, yeah, I might link it on eBay on my personal channel. I don't know. But yeah, I'm selling my wrestling figures on eBay. Um, so yeah, if you want to buy them, hit me up on my personal channel. I actually did not intend to put in a little advertisement for that, but I guess it just happened. I honestly did not mean for that to happen. I also have this. I had a. I think it was a Lex Luger. I'm gonna guess. I had a Ric Flair, and I don't have either of those. And then I had a Sting, and they were those little ones who that were like about. I'm gonna say that big. Funny because when I got them again, I'm like, whoa, these are small. Because when I was younger, I was smaller, so they seemed bigger to me. And yeah, they move at the shoulders and the legs. I think. I don't think that their arms don't go in and out. But I love those figures. Um, when I was a kid, I used to be one of those kids who would take long showers because I would bring toy. I don't know if I took long baths too. I think I took long baths and long showers because I would bring in little toys with me. Um, I think one time I brought in a little. I would like to bring in the little Lego boats into the bathtub with me, and I would play with those while I was taking a bath. Um, I would. Okay, Heather mentioned boy bands. I listened to Backstreet Boys at a point, and I listened to NSYNC at a point. This was way before I was into hip hop, because that was like my next stage was listening to Eminem, and that's when I became more of an asshole. Just kidding. Actually, my brother thought so. My brother thought that John used to be nice and sweet, and Spike is when you became like a jerk. Um, I became a jerk in 3rd grade. Sweet. Nah, I was just a weird kid. Um, but I would watch SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents. What else? Ed, Nettie, Codename Kid Next Door. Uh, Occasionally Courage the Cowardly Dog, but I never really liked that show. It was just on Cartoon Network. Um, let's see what else. Cat Dog. Hey Arnold every once in a while I think I would watch. Um, might have watched Doug from time to time. And there was a point when I was in young elementary school and I was really embarrassed about it. But I used to watch the Powderpuff Girls, and this was back when I thought girls were icky, but I sort of had a crush on the black-haired one, the green one. I think it's Buttercup. Is that what it was? Blossom, Buttercup, and yeah, whichever one had the little black hair. And I had like a crush on her, and like I pictured us like I don't know, but like I didn't like girls at the same time. But it was like she wasn't like the other girls, and like yeah, and like that was back when I thought kissing was gross. I'm like, ew, kissing. Well, you see my videos, so obviously I don't think that anymore. Um, let's see. What else? I actually went to, I think it was an NSYNC concert at one point. It was, I don't think I liked it much because I was too young and I couldn't really enjoy it. So it was like, because we were like, far up, because, tickets are expensive. And, my parents weren't about to give me close-up seats, so I could hardly see, and it was just like, I don't know. When you're at a certain age, you don't really appreciate concerts. And for me, I prefer to go to underground stuff because you can get closer up and, you can, enjoy it more, I think, when you can get closer up and everything. I don't know, I guess that's just me. That's how I am now, at least. But yeah, um, I'm trying to think if there was anything else from my childhood. I used to play with Legos, Playmobil. I had a lot of phases of interests. Um, like I'd have my phases of interest of like Harry Potter was a big part of my childhood. I was obsessed with Draco Malfoy, and I wanted to be like Draco Malfoy. Like I literally would want to be Draco Malfoy. We had a free dress day, and one day I slicked back my hair and wore basically a suit, not a suit, but like a blazer and everything to school, so I could, yeah, look like. And I don't know if I wore like a green tie. If I had thought about it, I would have, but I don't think I did. My parents tried to tell me not to do it because I'll get made fun of. I'm like, no, I'm going to wear it. Yes, my parents were those sort. Um, but I mean, they were trying to look out for me, I guess. But yeah, but they eventually let me do it. They're like, all right, we'll let you do it. Um, People were like, why were you wearing that? And I'm like, cut. And the teacher said, maybe he wants to be Harry Potter. And I just looked at her. I'm like, no, I want to be Malfoy. And she just goes, ugh. She never understood why I wanted to be Malfoy. I liked his quick-wittedness. This is not me being like, I wasn't racist in any way as a kid, but I liked, I don't know why. There was a point where I always liked people with long hair, and I always liked people with blonde hair. Only because I liked the look of blonde hair and I liked the look of long hair. I used to want to have long hair, but my parents wouldn't let me grow it because they thought my school wouldn't allow it. And then eventually they gave up. I would scream when they went to cut my hair. Um, you know, I'll tell you what. If I have kids, um, if I have a male kid, I'm no way that anyone's forcing him to cut his hair if he don't want to. Like, I might maybe make him get the. I might maybe cut off the. What is it? The tips. But if he wants long hair, he's getting long hair. I'm telling you what. And if he wants short hair, he can have short hair. I don't understand parents who don't let their kids look like they want. That's my own rant. I'm sorry. I'm in a very mood, I guess. Um, yeah, I got plenty of sleep last night. I don't know why I'd be like this, or did I get plenty of sleep last night? Um, Might be my congestion. Who knows? But yeah. And so like that's how I was. I loved Draco Malfoy. At first I liked Lucius Malfoy, and then I thought he was a dick. Like once I was able to think, I'm like, wow, he's a dick, but he looks cool. Um, yeah. Like I would come up with my own little theories to justify things, like like that the person in Hogwarts who's taking the filming is basically filming it in a certain way to make Malfoy look like a bad guy, and whoever is doing it is basically like, making it look different than it really is. I don't know. That was my little theory when I was younger. I'm like, oh, Malfoy is really nice. It's just that they're getting. I used to make it. I used to think that Harry and Ron were the bad guys, and Malfoy was the good one. And yeah, I would come up with my little theories to justify things. But yeah, that was my childhood. I was a weird fucking kid. I did what I wanted. At least I tried to. Much of my parents wouldn't let me fly. I had my wings, but I couldn't fly. And then my wings were clipped, and now I'm trying to fix them. Rah! Alright, so Spike here. Peace out. Much love. Later, guys.